Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
I shouldn't see that, yeah.
Rod, do you want to put that up here?
No, that's fine, yeah. So before I get started, I just wanted to talk about how I got involved with the Salmon Society. So that's me 20 years ago. Here for Sharp Salmon, right? So that's kind of like one of my first salmon I moved to BC when I moved to this area. I was pretty proud, right? Just like most.
It's got no eyes.
It's got no eyes, yeah. Tastes pretty good too. So that's kind of like the problem we see on the river, right? For the first time anglers coming out, a lot of them don't know what they're doing. That's kind of like what I was going through at the time, 20 years ago. And about 15 years ago, I met this guy right here, Chris Gasson. And just by accident, that's when that's 2001, and that's when I just started the website about a year at the time. And at the time, Chris actually didn't know how to copy and paste on the computer. So we came from very different backgrounds. So I was very computer literate, and you didn't know how to do it. So you told me how to fish, and I told you how to use the internet.
Cut and paste.
So 15 years later, and I got to meet half of you in this room, and we got to fish a lot. Caught Kobo, got a few steelhead, rainbow. I just kind of want to show off my. Yeah. And that's what we kind of are right now. So that mentorship was really valuable. I really appreciated it. So thank you very much. And so now I thought, well, we should continue that, pass on that to the younger generation, like what you're talking about, right? So that's where the All About Fishing event comes in. So the All About Fishing event happened back in 2002, 2006. So here are the events back then, 2002. So let's have a camera with me. So 2005 and 2006. And at the time I was somewhat involved in the event. I thought it was a pretty good idea, getting the kids involved. And I actually ran a separate event in Richmond at the time until about 2012. Then I moved to this area, and Chris was pressuring me to become a director, but I really didn't want to because I didn't want to commit too much time into it. But I said, well, why don't I revive the event this year? So then we have it, Chilliwack All About Fishing. As the name implies, Chilliwack is really all about fishing. So we approached several sponsors, and they include Tourism Chilliwack, the Freshwater Fishing Society BC, and the Family Fishing Society BC, and together we raised $4,000 plus another $500 from our group to run the event, which is a pretty healthy amount and a pretty healthy event. And so besides the financial sponsors, we also have the prize donors. So the industry has been really generous, really supportive. So Redo Sports actually provided about 500 prizes. So I went into their warehouse and we picked up rods and reels and different fishing lures, and Digital Tackle provided like a $250 prize pack for the event as well. So very generous. And Rob, he provided some jigs as well, and got a couple of fishing strips donated. So that was great. So those are the prize donors. So to promote the event, the difference between the early 2000 now is social media. So we handed out posters and flyers at the TradeX the week before. So Nick and I will be listening. Well, Nick and I, we handed out hundreds of flyers at TradeX at the BC Boats and Sportsman Show the week before that, and that generated quite a bit of interest as well. But the social media on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, that really generated the traffic. So on the Facebook event page that we set it up, it reached 36,000 people, I believe, during the time of advertising. We could pay like $50, I think, throughout the whole time, and that was really, really effective. So a lot of people came to the event, the parents, the young parents, the people, we asked them, well, how do you find out about the event? It was actually Facebook. So just from Facebook events being shared on their profile, and their friends see it, and they all came out, and that was great. And it was announced on the radio as well, and we had a couple of newspaper articles that went out the week before that. So that worked out pretty well. So the goal of the event was to be educational. So I really wanted to get the kids out, teach them how to fish, and to do that, I really want to be inclusive. So we invited to every group in the Lower Mainland, so the Federation of Drift Fishers, the couple different fly fishing clubs, the Fly Fishing Enthusiast Society DC, so they can come out to share their knowledge. So yeah, so that was great, and it's good. It was a good time for people to network as well. Every group will have their own little interest. So a lot of times we tend to work separately. We're not pretty fractured. So I think for this one day, it's a pretty good idea to get together and all work together as a common goal, right? So those are the groups, and also fun. Gotta have fun, right? So having the kids out, you gotta show them that fishing is fun. So how do we do that? We have lots of activities like casting games. We have fishing games going, so that every kid that came out, tried out the fishing game, they all got a prize. Arts and crafts. We have the fly casting lessons going for both adults and kids, not just the kids, so the older kids as well. And also fly tying, and we have the fish aquariums, and also draw prizes, like I mentioned. So here are some photos. So there's fly tying going over there from the 2 fly fishing clubs. So the fly fishing clubs, they had about 30 volunteers came out from Vancouver to help out. So and that was really impressive. So that's the fishing game. So the kids have to catch the fish on the ground. So when they get the fish, they get a prize on the table. The COs and BFO, they came out as well to answer questions people have them, and also to address your concerns as well. So if you have questions on coaching and that kind of stuff, you can also tell me, right? Arts and crafts. Aquarium. So we have the Chilliwack Salmon hatchery and the Fraser Valley Trout hatchery came out, set up the aquariums for the event. So okay, so before we go on, I just want to show a little video of the event. It's a 2-minute video, really fast.
Do you need help from me now?
No. It's not my computer, so okay, maybe not. I'll show the video at the end. We'll figure that out. Is this not working? So I'm going to plug this one, see. So let's talk about the numbers, the number of people that came out. In total we had 1,912 people coming out to the event, and plus another 60, 70 volunteers as well. And the total amount of money we spent was just over $4,000. Yeah, there it is, $4,000, which works out to about $2 per person. That's pretty good, I think. So those are just some of the comments that we got on Facebook coming back after the events. So that's from one of the moms that took the kids out to the event. They were very thankful because it's pretty hard to find an event that's free these days. Free parking, free admission. For a young family to come out, if you bring 2 or 3 kids out, it can get pretty expensive, right? So having an event that's totally free, they were very, very thankful for having that. Great event. I had a great time, and that's the last one. So this kid won the prize at the casting game, and at the same time, the dad also got around to ask about fishing questions. So they both benefited from the event. So next year, we're going to try to get a bigger venue for the event. So this year we actually have the event at the Heritage Park. We only use half of the floors. We're going to rent the whole floor out next year. Just to spread it out a little bit, we didn't have enough room for the fly casting. It would be nice to have a little bit more room. We want to keep the event a little shorter. It was from 9 to 5 this year. So next year we're going to do it from 9 to 3 just to keep things a little bit more compact. more groups. So the few groups that declined our invitations, I'm gonna go back and send that invitation out again, and hopefully they'll come out as well. And maybe we have scheduled presentations as well this time. So maybe we can have a fishing seminar running in the background. And something like that. So that will be something to look into. And that's about it, actually. So if any questions, feel free to ask.
Thanks a lot.
Well, I try to get this video going.
The video.
Yeah. Here we go. Can you see that? Yeah, it's good.
Full screen.
There you go. Yeah. That's the fly casting demos. They have to hit the target in the ring.
Is that when guys were getting hurt, Rod?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So that kind of gives you a home coming. It was pretty busy at one point.
Who's busy boss?
Yeah.
First and foremost, your commitment to our community, and of course to highlight the Fraser Valley Salmon Society, and recreating an event that was very super popular, and originally, of course, from the Fraser Valley Salmon Society at the beginning. So we're hopeful that this event will carry on for many, many more years. And does anybody have any questions for Rod, or suggestions, or anything that? Again, don't everybody put up their hand at one time.
No.
Nick, you're not allowed.
No, it's just that, we were there, we participated in the event, and really it's amazing how people, when you do all the hands-on stuff for showing people new fishermen, even the guys who've been fishing for years, they picked up some stuff there, and the kids, and people that just haven't done a lot of fishing, and the hands-on stuff, we were filleting fish there, Glenn had the big knot bait, showing people how to tie a knot. You believe how many people that have been fishing for 2 or 3 years, they still can't tie a proper fishing knot.
Yeah.
So all that stuff, I mean, people just eat that up, and it was, I think a lot of that hands-on, like the fly fishing, the fly tying, all that really brought people, not just information, but, how to actually do it, the hands-on. So, that really helped that a bit.
Yeah. Well, I think there's always something new to learn for everyone, right? So I mean, everyone benefits from it.
Well, it's a great event, and like I said, we're fortunate. We encourage all of you to support the event, bring out your family, tell your friends, and of course, share the information. Again, next year, I don't think we've set the date yet, have we, Rob?
No.
But it's going to be within the first 2.5 weeks of March.
Yeah, probably the second weekend of March.
Yeah, probably the second Saturday of March is when it's going to be next year. So for those of you who can attend or help or support, we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for support, and we encourage that. So thanks, Rod, we really appreciate all that.